Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran. It's only a couple days before Classic WoW comes out. So in this video, we're gonna do a couple of updates that happened recently in World of Warcraft. The first bit of information, we're just gonna get into the reason why I might have clicked the video for the title. Yeah, a lot of people were upset about an LFG add-on added into World of Warcraft. And the newest news that we got right now is Blizzard actually did ban this add-on, or rather change the API in the code where it wouldn't work with add-ons similar to this classic LFG add-on. Now, this add-on actually grew a lot of frustration from the WoW Classic community. Both players of Classic, whether they have been playing for a while, and people that are new to Classic, have had different ideas whether this add-on should be in the game or not. Add-ons in World of Warcraft come and go, and they evolve over time, and this one was a very interesting case to see because so many people were at each other's throats over it. Now, how did this add-on actually work? So, it's a classic World of Warcraft LFG add-on. It is somewhat similar to the LFG system we have in BFA. In BFA, if you want to do some quests, do a dungeon, do a raid, you open up LFG and have people sign up, and you can invite them, and you can see what their class is, their spec is, their item level, and with other add-ons, you can see other things like their raid or IO score, and probably more. Now, this isn't the type of add-on that a lot of people in Classic would want to see, as Classic World of Warcraft didn't have anything like this. So, some people were saying, hey, this isn't gonna be that good because that was not the Classic experience. The Classic experience was the old-fashioned looking into the trade chat or general chat and spamming for your group, looking for one more dead mines, need a healer, and waiting until a healer responds. It was a longer process, and on a busy server where the chat is scrolling super quickly, sometimes it might be difficult to parse everybody looking for groups, but that was the old-fashioned way of doing things. What this classic LFG add-on was gonna do, since we can talk about it in past tense, since we know it's not gonna be here in classic World of Warcraft, the add-on had a couple different functionalities. First of all, it would automatically post if you have a group running. So you would set up a group and tell the add-on, okay, what kind of a group this is, and it would do a custom message. Let's say I wanted to make a group for Rage Fire Chasm, and with this add-on, it would automatically post in trade chat every so many intervals, like every minute, every 30 seconds, it would post in trade chat looking for more, this and this and this. And you could change it depending if your group got filled up. Let's say you picked up a tank, now you can take off a tank off of this posting. The add-on will also tell you a little bit about who is the person whispering you. Instead of having them tell you, hey, I'm a healer, I got this build, blah, 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 blah. It would tell you their level, it would tell you what their class is, and it looks like in the add-on, it would also tell you their talent option. With that talent part, actually some people had an issue, and you'll know what I mean when I explain this. Some people were thinking it's going to be used like Raid or IO. It is going to be another way for elitist jerks to judge you and have a reason to decline you. Just because you have 5 points in the Disciple Priest tree for a healer instead of 6, people would say, oh, this guy must be really bad. I'm going to hit him on the decline until I get somebody who's looked up a Wowhead guide or something to find the best possible build. So besides people not wanting to be judged, the add-on would also automate things like what we talked about. It would post an LFG whenever you have a group listing, but it will also automate the idea of asking to get invited into a group. The add-on would also parse what trade chat says. Let's say the chat is moving super quickly, the add-on would pick up on certain key terms. Like if you combine LFM, which is looking for more, and then let's say some sort of dungeon name in an acronym like Dead Mines, DM, LFM, one healer, Dead Mines, and the add-on would actually post it for you through parsing it and trying to kind of create it in a more organized format so you can see what groups are up. And with this add-on, you would actually be able to whisper the person that's posted the group with a customized message. You would be like, invite me please, and you would set it as the custom message on the add-on, and every person you would try to join, it would give them the message, invite me please. So it actually had some good uses in terms of trying to organize and make the group joining and group creation system a little bit faster and automate certain processes instead of having to type in LFM group in trade chat every single time. I guess that wasn't the worst part about the add-on. But it also did have functionality just like LFG. If you and other people using this add-on had this add-on, Classic LFG, it would function similar to LFG. People have tried it before Blizzard decided to take it off the market for Classic LFG, and yeah, people were able to join each other's group without having to do the whisper thing. Hell, you could actually even disable the portion where the add-on would list you in trade chat with LFM, and it actually had basically the similar functionality of LFG as we have in BFA. So of course people got at each other's throats, and it was mostly two camps. One of the camps was, you know what, it's classic World of Warcraft, it's a classic experience, these kind of add-ons weren't around in classic, we shouldn't have LFG, and if you allow something like LFG, which was eventually added into normal WoW, then you'll have things like transmog added, you'll have things like gear score added with item level, you'll have all these things about current retail WoW, and that will invade classic World of Warcraft experience. So please don't add any of these add-ons. Let's limit the amount of add-ons to keep it to the classic experience, because that's the most important part, is to preserve the experience of a classic World of Warcraft. And then you have the other camp of people that say, you know what, eventually these add-ons are going to be in the game. These add-ons are going to be something that everybody uses. Everybody likes to customize their own experience. If you want to use these add-ons, you can, but you don't have to if you decide to go for a vanilla experience. I don't see what harm there is in order to help make certain processes easier, because add-ons realistically do fix portions of the game to a personal preference, whether it is fixing the game in the sense of UI and changing how the game looks, or giving you more actions and abilities like being able to track boss abilities, change your bars and location, and use weak auras to track certain abilities, buffs and debuffs to maximize your gameplay. If you don't want to use these add-ons, you can just turn them off. In the end, it doesn't really matter what everybody thinks. Blizzard decided that for Classic World of Warcraft, that add-on and add-ons like it are going to be curbed. But I want to give you guys my opinion on it. We are playing Classic WoW in 2019. We're not playing it in 2004, where we just didn't have these add-ons and didn't have this information. And one of the things I keep hearing from people that played back in vanilla, that today's players are much better than players back in vanilla. So the content of back in the day vanilla is going to be somewhat relatively easy to clear for your current everyday player. Even your LFR player is going to have a much easier time in vanilla than your average player back in the day did. The biggest issue that people that didn't want this add-on was the possibility of this add-on ruining the social experience of World of Warcraft Classic. One of the things that vanilla was really famous for is the community experience. Right now, if you were to queue for BFA, most people describe it as, you could just open up an LFG group, get people packed in your group, everybody phases to do this boss, you don't even have to talk to other people at all, you kill this boss and then you go your separate ways. While back in vanilla, you actually had to make friendships and relationships and really be social with others and really request for help. And yeah, it took longer and it was very inconvenient, but the social aspect of getting to know people on your server, and at one point even knowing everybody who plays in your server, was the biggest selling point. So for a lot of people that would rather remove an add-on that could potentially be beneficial but could ruin an aspect of the game that they are very much looking forward to. If I were to make a change to how this fix would happen, I think I would I would probably have this add-on be put on a bench for a while, like not be usable, but eventually, as the classic experience has been around for a while, maybe introduce certain add-ons to make certain aspects like these a little bit easier, because by then a lot of the social elements and fabrics in all these servers is going to be solidified. And I feel like by then, after everybody has gotten to know each other, I don't think you can make it less social by adding this add-on where once everybody knows each other, once everybody who wants to play Classic is playing Classic, adding an add-on like this is just going to simply make finding groups easier, especially when you're running alts and stuff. I don't think it's completely terrible, because people are just trying to make certain aspects of the game easier, but when it comes to what vanilla WoW was, you gotta be really walking on eggshells if you do want to preserve the classic experience. And I think that's what really Blizzard is trying to look for, is the classic experience. You're not going to have an authentic one, but you can find a middle ground where you can say, yes, this is as good as it can be in the current year. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to give you my thoughts on this add-on. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.